The feds recently raided Jake Paul's mansion, and what they discovered has sent shockwaves through the boxing world. Jake, known for making a name for himself as a controversial figure in both YouTube and boxing, now faces a twist that has everyone talking. What was uncovered inside his mansion? An arsenal of weapons. While it's not unusual for celebrities to own firearms, the sheer volume found at Jake's house is what's causing the stir. We're not just talking about a couple of handguns for protection. The feds reportedly uncovered a stockpile of assault rifles and a vast amount of ammunition. The discovery has raised serious questions, leaving both fans and critics in disbelief as they grapple with the implications of this shocking revelation. The situation just got worse for Jake Paul, as authorities now believe his massive stockpile of weapons may be linked to something much bigger, a potential crime that could entangle the controversial boxer in a major legal mess. Jake's dirty dealings are now out in the open, and this isn't just a minor hiccup. We're talking about a full-blown scandal that not only threatens his highly anticipated fight with Mike Tyson on November 15, 2024, but could also obliterate his entire career. Forget the boxing ring, Jake might soon find himself facing a judge in a courtroom instead. If these accusations stick, it's game over for him, and his boxing legacy could unravel faster than anyone anticipated. Let's break it down. Over the weekend, federal agents stormed Jake Paul's mansion in Calabasas, California. This wasn't just a casual visit, it was a full-scale, guns-drawn tactical raid. Authorities had reportedly been monitoring Paul for some time, and when they finally moved in, they uncovered a shocking discovery no one saw coming. Early in the morning, the feds arrived at Jake Paul's mansion with a full squad helicopters in the sky. Agents in tactical gear, it was far from a typical wake-up call. But things got even crazier once they stepped inside. What they found wasn't just a couple of firearms for self-defense, as one might expect from a celebrity living in a multi-million-dollar mansion. Instead, they uncovered a stockpile of guns, assault rifles, semi-automatic weapons, and more. It was an arsenal that raised serious concerns, not just because of the quantity, but for what it could imply. A stash that massive isn't normal, even for someone like Jake, who's built a reputation for his wild and unpredictable behavior. The feds didn't just stumble upon these weapons by chance. They were specifically looking for ties to something much bigger, potentially involving international crime. This isn't a case of petty wrongdoing. There's speculation that these firearms might be linked to underground activities reaching far beyond US borders. Some sources even suggest that Jake Paul could be connected to global criminal networks. If true, this is massive, especially considering Jake's influence, not just in boxing but across YouTube, social media, and pop culture. The implications of such a connection could be devastating for his career and reputation. This isn't Jake Paul's first run-in with the law either. If you've been following his journey, you know he's no stranger to legal troubles. Let's rewind to 2020 when Jake got caught up in a riot at an Arizona mall. That incident didn't just blow over, he faced criminal charges for trespassing and unlawful assembly. It wasn't a minor issue either. Footage of Jake wandering through the mall during the looting incident went viral, making headlines worldwide and severely tarnishing his reputation. But in true Jake Paul fashion, he managed to bounce back, at least publicly. He settled the charges, brushed it off, and went on with his influencer lifestyle. However, it seems Jake didn't learn his lesson, because here we are again, with another legal nightmare on his hands, and this time, the stakes are much higher. Jake was gearing up for what could have been the biggest fight of his career, a match against the legendary Mike Tyson at the iconic at TI Corner in November 2024. The fight had generated massive hype, but now everything is in jeopardy as he faces this potentially career-ending scandal. It's Iron Mike, one of the most feared fighters in boxing history, versus Jake Paul, the YouTuber turned boxing sensation who's been shaking up the fight world. This wasn't just any fight, it was set to be the bout that would either solidify Jake's legacy in the sport or reveal him as a pretender who bit off more than he could handle. Fans buzzing, eagerly counting down the days to this epic showdown. But now, with this raid, everything might be falling apart. There's a real possibility that Jake won't even get the chance to put on the gloves and step into the ring with the legend. For Jake, this fight was supposed to be his golden opportunity to prove he's more than just a loud-mouthed YouTuber. Over the past few years, he's worked to carve out a place in the boxing world, and this match was his chance to finally prove to everyone that he belongs among the sport's elite. Jake Paul has been grinding in the boxing world, slowly carving out a name for himself. From his early days fighting other influencers to stepping into the ring with real fighters, his rise has been nothing short of wild. Remember when he faced former NBA star Nat Robinson? That fight ended with Jake knocking Robinson out cold, sending the internet into a frenzy of memes and reactions, along with his cocky celebration. It was the moment when people began to take him seriously, or at least started questioning whether he had the skills to back up his trash talk. Then came the fight against Ben Askren. While Askren may not have been the most dangerous striker, he was an MMA veteran, and the match was expected to test Jake's limits. But Jake shocked everyone by making quick work of him, knocking Askren out in the first round, further solidifying his reputation in the boxing community. Suddenly, people weren't just questioning Jake's potential, they were starting to believe in it. He was becoming a legitimate player in the boxing world. But the fight that truly shook things up was against Anderson Silva, one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time. Silva is a legend in combat sports, and for Jake to step into the ring with him was a massive deal. It wasn't an easy match, but Jake ended up winning by decision, prompting many to wonder, is Jake Paul actually for real? He was taking on seasoned fighters and holding his own. Whether you loved him or hated him, it was hard to deny that Jake was making waves in boxing. Then came the match against Tommy Fury, which marked a different kind of challenge. Unlike previous opponents, Tommy was an actual boxer, not a retired MMA fighter or an athlete from another sport. This fight would test Jake in ways he hadn't experienced before. Before he even has the chance to cement himself as a legitimate boxer, Jake Paul has never been one to shy away from controversy. In fact, you could say he thrives on it. From outrageous YouTube pranks to wild stunts, Jake has always known how to keep his name in the headlines and remain in the spotlight. Whether he's calling out celebrities, beefing with fighters, or throwing extravagant parties, Jake has mastered the art of keeping people talking. However, this time is different. This isn't just another viral prank or harmless drama. Jake could be facing something far more serious, real-life consequences, like actual jail time. We're talking about repercussions that aren't just temporary setbacks but could potentially put him away for years. If the feds uncover solid evidence linking Jake to illegal activities, he could be looking at a lifetime behind bars. Let's be real, if that happens, it's game over. We're talking about a complete exit from boxing, YouTube, and his influencer career. All the fame, fortune, and hype Jake has built could vanish in the blink of an eye. So there you have it. Fight world, Jake Paul's future hangs in the balance. That's all I have for today. What do you think about Jake's situation? Fill in the comment section with your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more boxing news. See you in the next video.